Quickie, just answering questions with Lab Tech. Low on battery. You are so closed-minded. Why are you so confident? Confident and closed-minded aren't the same thing. What I'm talking about at the time, if I'm confident about, it's because everybody's saying the opposite is giving me no confidence in what they say half the time. You literally just being one-sided. Reality has one side most of the time. Sorry. It's not that you have to see things from all sides. That's a false equivalency thing. Or actually, no, it's different than that. Not everybody's opinion is valid because they're talking about things that aren't real. He could have had access to other parts of the roof. Someone could have been shooting from the vent. You don't know. Anything is possible. No, not everything is possible. You're saying everything is possible. Stop lying. You want every other possibility, and then you say, the U.S. government attacked their own soil to get into Iraq. Stay woke. You're asleep. Not everything in the world requires that we look at every batshit insane idea. Take, for example, shooters everywhere. Everywhere has to be a shooter except Paddock. That's insane. Inventing princes visiting? That's insane. Literally trying to fight reality is insanity. I'm sorry. There's plenty of crap wrong with what happened in Las Vegas because something terrible happened. But not everything points to whatever your favorite conspiracy theory points to. Steve Paddock had 2 suspicious phishing licenses and 2 suspicious email accounts. No, he had 2 email accounts and nothing suspicious about them. He emailed himself data because he used it as a way to store information for free. Because most email accounts these days don't even have a limit on them. And if they're Gmail accounts, you can pretty much do whatever you want to. If you send yourself a file in a zip file, the only thing you have to do is make sure it's either encrypted or not encrypted, depending on the type. Just have to put a simple password on it, which is a good idea. Nothing in the official story makes any sense. Yes, it does. It does make sense. You don't like that. They're holding back on stuff because just like every time a cop accidentally shoots a driver of a car, they're going to cover their asses. The only conspiracy is that they're doing what they always do. All police forces lie when they're protecting their asses. They're not going to protect anybody else. I fear that we will never know what actually occurred. We do know what happened. We don't know about the little fiddly bits around the fjords here, but we do know what mainly happened. Paddock shot a bunch of people. We don't know why, and we will never know that, but we do know what happened that night. And someone going after these bizarre stories because you think making it even harder to understand what happened that night and make sure all the stories contradict each other. Did you notice the conspiracy theories actually contradict each other? One story says the shooter came from over there, but the videos over there are used as proof that the shooter came from the other location. Both locations say, well, there was no shooter here. They contradict each other. That's your idea of making sense of staying woke? This is a different person, by the way, but it's the same meme. What if this particular person was actually picking up the spent shells from the guy 5 stories up, hanging out the utility shaft vent? There isn't a utility shaft vent hanging out of. You have to show proof of something that gymnastic. How about a guy clearly seen shooting from the unfinished Ferris wheel project tower? There isn't anybody. You're looking at a flash of a very long distance away helicopter, or more accurately an airplane, you can't shoot out of. Which video? Where'd you get it from? If it's Hoover, he cut and pasted it a little bit so that he wouldn't have to show the rest of it where suddenly it's a flying shooter. What about the fact that the videos don't correspond with each other and don't corroborate each other? They point to a light source blinking many, many miles away. That's not how you shoot for accuracy. You don't get further. This is the homeopathic thing, isn't it? This is like flying at thousands of feet up instead of spraying out of a car exhaust for your chemtrails. Well, chemtrails have to be done further away from the shooter, further away from your target, because that's how to accurately hit things. Contradictory thinking and contrarian thinking mean coming up with less rational explanations and non-useful arrangements of reality. This is bullshit. That's the short form version. Waptic, I'm curious about your Pulse shooting thoughts. The Pulse shooting narrative that's been given is about accurate. The overtones of anything social or about ideology is horse crap. A guy went into a place with a lot of people with a gun or several guns and shot a bunch of people. That's what happened. Just like every other time someone finds a target-rich environment and shoots people. Lying about it, including gun channels, lying about the whole point of this, and trying to make it make sense when you're dealing with crazy people, doesn't solve anything. What we have here is either a problem you can decide can be solved by doing more mental health help, maybe. Outlawing certain types of weapons, I don't know, I don't think so, but we could try that if you want. It doesn't hurt me. Or making it to where any venue that has a lot of people, you make sure that there's no way to shoot them, which I don't think is possible, but we could try that too. In the case of the Pulse shooting, it was a closeted homosexual, apparently, who couldn't handle it. Maybe we shouldn't drive people into the closet and be jerks to people. Maybe we shouldn't just be sadists to people. A lot of the shootings, including school shootings, have been people who are mentally unstable, like scary unstable, or people who were picked on. Maybe a culture of abuse should stop. I don't know if that would actually fix it. Making everybody special snowflakes isn't working. Maybe we should all choose to not be mean to each other and treat each other with respect and dignity, but not coddle each other either. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle area, like a middle ground? I don't know. But as for Pulse shooting, I'm trying to remember, out of all the shootings over the last few years, and by the way, I have to point out, I'm going to include a video below, it's not getting worse, it's getting better. It has not literally gotten worse over the years. Shootings have reduced, murders have reduced, crime reduces. What we're seeing in increase is anxiety. Fear has been increasing while the reasons for it have been reducing. I'm not fearful anymore because I know to look up things. Some of you want us to be afraid of our own shadows. Some people outside of this country definitely want that. And a lot of them are behind your memes. Don't forget that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with it.